Interestingly enough, I first came to the Red Cross having watched the news coverage of Flight 800. And I was struck in every scene that there were Red Cross volunteers. They were comforting family members, they were talking to the media, and it inspired me to contact the Red Cross and become a volunteer. When I first heard the plane had gone down, my immediate thought, of course, was enormous loss of life. This would have been the third or fourth plane disaster that I'd responded to since my time at the Red Cross. You can't even imagine how I felt when I learned that actually everybody had survived. When I arrived at the pier, it was chaotic. There were an enormous number of people. It was hard to know where to look first, where to go first. Clearly, the passengers were obvious. They were wet. And many of them were surrounded by Red Cross blankets. I ran into two young ladies that were talking to each other, and one of them asked if she could use my cell phone. She had lost hers on the plane, which I need to say, I lent her my cell phone, picked it up later and thought nothing else of it. And about 10 days later, I actually got a call on my cell from a number I didn't recognize. Normally I wouldn't answer that, but I did, and a man introduced himself and said that he was the husband of the woman I'd lent my cell phone to. One of the things when you're volunteering for the Red Cross is you never really know the impact you have on another person's life. And when this man called to thank me and to share a little bit about his wife, it was a really moving moment for me. Scenes like the Red Cross response in the movie, they go on every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all throughout the country. And thankfully, there are Red Cross volunteers that are ready to respond, to help, to nurture, to do whatever they can. Normally, when I'm working with my fellow Red Cross volunteers, it's a tragic event. So it was particularly nice to spend a day with folks that I've worked side by side with for many years in this celebratory way. To not only remember that evening and what went on and what our thoughts were, but to take part in something that none of us has ever had the opportunity to do, which is be in a movie.